Hey, what's up guys, Jason here again. Today we're going to be having another small talk lesson, dialogue 2, lesson 2. As always, we're going to be reading the dialogue and then we're going to explain the words, the expressions, all the vocabulary, alright? Person A, person B, A, B, A, alright? Person A is starting here. That little place down the street, the daily grind, they make a mean latte. Person B, I heard good things. I might have to check that out sometime. Person A again, you totally should. Anyway, I should probably get going before the caffeine withdrawal kicks in. Person B, yeah, go for it. Have a good one. Person A again, you too. Catch you later. So this is the vocabulary we have for today. And we have to remember how we finished the last lesson. Person A just said, I'm just heading out to grab a coffee. Just heading out to grab a coffee. Person B just asked the last question of the previous dialogue. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going to grab that coffee? So here we have the answer. Person A giving the answer to the question, where are you going to grab coffee? That little place down the street, the daily grind. It's interesting, this way of saying that little place down the street, meaning that person A assumes that person B knows where the daily grind is, alright? It's just down the street, it's just around the corner, something like that. So that little place, we have this restaurant here, and the name of the restaurant is that little place. It means that it's a common way to speak. So, just one more thing, place. I don't know how much you understand English, but we have place, that is a synonym for location, alright? That little place down the street. Let's say I'm just walking on the street, a friend of mine called me, and I answered the phone and he asks me, hey man, what are you doing? Where are you right now? And I say, I'm just walking down the street. I'm just walking down the street. It doesn't mean that I'm going downhill. Doesn't mean that. Just means that I'm walking on the street. But it's a way to say it that make it a little bit more natural. I'm just walking down the street. In the dialogue we have here in the first sentence, down the street doesn't mean that I'm walking down the street. It means that the daily grind, the place I'm heading out to grab a coffee, is just close by or nearby. It's not far away. I don't have to drive there. I don't have to take a bus. I can go by foot. Alright? I'm just walking down the street means that I'm just walking. It doesn't mean that I'm going downhill, but in our example, in our phrase here, it means that it's close by. We have this example here. The store is just down the street from Taylor's house. Here we have Taylor's house, and here we have the store. Would be the same as having that little place down the street called the daily grind. Is just like that. It's close by. You can go walking there. You don't have to drive there. Alright? The daily grind. The daily grind is the name of the place. Is the place's name. What does it mean? Grind. Grind is when you turn coffee beans into coffee powder. You have the beans here. After grinding it, you have the powder, alright? So, how to grind coffee beans for espresso? How to grind? Grind is the action of making coffee beans. These are coffee beans, alright? and you put it into that machine, and it speeds around and turn this into this, turn beans into powder. So instead of having coffee beans, you have coffee powder. You can pour boiling water and make your coffee. So where are you going to grab that coffee? That little place down the street, the Daily Grind. Alright? The Daily Grind is a kind of awesome name because maybe they had that idea when they put the name there, that your coffee is a fresh coffee, that you grind it every day. You grind it daily. Alright? So grind is when you turn beans into powder. I have this grinder. The name of this machine, this equipment is grinder because it speeds around really fast. You can cut, you can make a surface that is rough a little bit more smooth. It is also called rotary, but the name of this machine is grinder. Alright? So, the Daily Grind is the name of the place where I'm going to grab that coffee. Alright? Let's move on. They make a mean latte. They, who are they? The people who works on the Daily Grind. They make a mean latte. They make, I don't think I have to explain that. When you buy some kind of stuff, especially if it's a cell phone, a toy, something like that, electronic stuff, you're gonna see it on the back, made in China or something like that, made in the USA, made in Brazil, doesn't matter. So they make a mean latte. Mean, in this case here, means amazing. Would be the same as saying they make an amazing latte. They make a mean latte, they make an amazing latte. I'm just saying that the latte that they make there is pretty awesome. It's amazing, alright? Person B, I've heard good things. I might have to check that out sometime. I've heard good things. I've heard good things. Here is the present tense. Heard is the past tense. So I've heard would be the same as saying I have heard. I have heard. I've heard good things. What did I hear about the Daily Grind latte? Good things. Good things. Good things about it. I just took this picture from the internet, and the phrase there means something to many people. Good things happen to those who believe. Good things, good things. Like if you're looking for a job, you find a job. If you look for a girlfriend, you find a girlfriend. Good things happen to those who believe. I've heard good things. People all around are telling me that they make a mean latte, that they make an amazing latte, they make a great latte, alright? I hope you understand. I might have to check that out sometime. I might have suggests a slightly lower probability than may have. If instead of saying might have to check that out, I said I may have to check that out, the probability would be a little bit greater that I would be there or go there to check their latte, to buy a coffee or something like that. Alright? To check that out, to see if the coffee and the latte they make there is as good as people tell me that it is. So I have to check that out. I may go there, I may have to go there, alright, to check that out. Sometime, a couple of days ago, we were studying maybe the first dialogue on small talk, and we have some time, but it was 2 words, alright? Here we have just one word, some time. we can mean someday. Alright? It doesn't mean that it's gonna be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, next week, but someday I might have to check that out. You totally should. So person B agrees that when I say that they make a mean latte, an amazing latte, person B agrees, yeah, I've heard good things about it, but I've never been there before. I may have to check that out. Alright? So now we have person A again. You totally should. You totally should. Yeah, you should check that out for sure. I'm telling you that they make a mean coffee. You've heard other people say that they make a mean latte. They make a good coffee. So you should check that out. You totally should. Totally is 100%. So I'm saying to you that you should check that out. Should the best option, must the only option. You have no other option. We still with person A here. Anyway, I should probably get going before the caffeine withdrawal kicks in. Anyway, in this case, it's just a filler word. It's there just to make the conversation a little bit more natural, to fill the place, to fill the time, so you can think about what you have to say later. So anyway, it doesn't mean anything. If this word was not here, I should just probably get going before the caffeine withdrawal kicks in. Would make no difference at all in the meaning of the phrase, but it is there to make it more natural. We have other kinds of filler words like so, but, I'm explaining this to you here, and it's like, and so there are many words that we can use as filler words. I mean, we had it before. I mean, so many words can be used to fill the place, to fill the time. I should probably get going. If you have watched our lessons on Kung Fu Panda, you're gonna know all these words here. You're gonna have no problem with that. But we already saw what should means the best option. So I should probably get going. I should probably get going. Probably we have here definitely 100%, like totally. Probably 70 to 80%. So when I say probably, there is a slight chance that I'm going to do what I just said I'm going to do. Then maybe it's 50%, probably a little more of a chance that it's going to happen, alright? Get going is the same as get moving. So if I say anyway, I should probably get moving. Get going, get moving. In this context here, I should probably get back to work. Remember the first lesson? Person A was just heading out to grab a coffee. That person is saying, I should probably get back to work, get going back to work because I just went out to buy a coffee and now I should be there working already. Before the caffeine withdrawal kicks in. Before, we know that before and after. We usually see this. You can open a video on YouTube. Before and after restoration. You can see a house restoration, a car restoration, or something like that. If it's a car, you're gonna see a car full of rust and falling down, ugly. And after restoration, it's pretty, smooth, shiny, and beautiful. Alright? We have here two words, withdraw and withdrawal. This means that you go to the bank and you withdraw money. You put your card, you type your password, the amount of money you want to take, let's say $20, and you withdraw the money. You remove your money from the bank. In this case, withdrawal kicks in it means that you are like addicted to coffee, just like I am, and you start having symptoms of caffeine withdrawal. You have a headache, you have muscle pain, you have stiffness, nausea, depressed mood, irritability, brain fogging, anxiety, and low energy. I have all these symptoms. If I wake up in the morning and let's say it's already 10 a.m. and I didn't have my coffee already, I start having headaches, muscle pain. I don't have much of a muscle, but the pain I have, stiffness, nausea, and all of this stuff that we have here. So withdrawal, caffeine withdrawal means that you are starting to feel the symptoms of staying a long period of time without caffeine, alright? It can be used for alcohol. If you there is somebody that is addicted to alcohol and they stay a long period of time without drinking any alcohol, they're going to start to having a alcohol withdrawal. Can be coffee, can be many other stuff. So withdrawal means that something is stopping to have an effect. Like the caffeine withdrawal. You were, let's say you were sleepy, a little lazy, and man, I should just grab a coffee so I can stay alert and awake and I can do my job. You just went out, grab a coffee, drink it, and maybe an hour and a half later, you start having a caffeine withdrawal, which means that the caffeine is stopping to have an effect on you, and you start to be sleepy and lazy again, something like that. Kicks in is when something starts to have an effect. In this case, if instead of saying before the caffeine withdrawal kicks in, I could say, I just drank a little bit of coffee and I say, I hope the caffeine kicks in soon. I hope the caffeine kicks in soon. What does it mean? The complete opposite of what we have here. Instead of having a caffeine withdrawal, we are going to have the effects of the caffeine, like I was sleepy and a little lazy and now I'm awake and I'm good to go, alright? So I finished saying this whole phrase here. Anyway, I should probably get going, or I should probably get going to work, getting back to work before the caffeine withdrawal kicks in. Person B says, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Have a good one. Go for it is just a way of saying that I'm encouraging you to do whatever you said you would do. In this case, you said that you should probably get going or get back to work. So go for it. Go back to work. I'll see you later, alright? So, think it, want it, go for it. Think about what you want and go for it. Go out there and make it happen. Don't wait for that to happen. You have to go out there and make it happen. Alright? Have a good one is the same as to say, have a great day. Have a nice day. Alright? You too. You too, what? You too, have a great day. You too, have a good one. Catch you later. Catch you later. You can say, I'll catch you later. I'll see you later. It doesn't mean that I'm going to see you today, later today or tomorrow, but sometime in the future, I'll catch you later. I'll see you later. It just means that I want to see you later. You just saying goodbye to your friends or to your co-workers, something like that. And you say, catch you later, I'll see you later. We just finished this lesson here, and I'm going to be recording 2 lessons on Small Talk Dialogue 2. There's going to be listening. I'm just going to be reading all the dialogue from lesson 1 and lesson 2, and then we're going to be having 2 more lessons to practice. Alright? So thank you very much for watching. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time.